Happy fall, everyone! Today it's finally here. Yes, it's been a long, grueling month since then, but Season 4 of My Hero Academia finally showed up. I cannot stress how much I'm thankful that the animators have finally made this anime. Now, My Hero Academia is filled with many interesting characters, each with their unique quirks as well as unique personalities. However, there are some characters in My Hero Academia that are, well, like Bakugo. We just sometimes don't tolerate them. And then, of course, you have the characters that you hate so much, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if you have an angry mob running right behind you. So, with these characters, I'm making a top 10 list of the characters in My Hero Academia that are so hateful that the fans can't stand them, as well as the characters that reside in the world. Please be warned, there will be spoilers to come. Now, I know many of you would not be surprised at this number 10 character. He's been hated a lot by the fans. Now, there are some men who are, well, not exactly the best. There are some who can be very stoic, unfeeling, and of course you would have to deal with the no-nonsense manners like this guy here. However, there are some that are pervy. Minoru Mineta fits that mold so well. He's absolutely useless. His quirk was only useful in Season 1, but that was basically it. Aside from that, he's mostly the most perverted student in UA. He only became a hero so he can impress the ladies. Yeah, he really wants nothing more than to touch a girl's body and admire them from afar. It's up to this point where I feel so bad for the girls of UA having to take him on. And plus, poor Sue has to probably get the majority of that blunt. I don't blame many ladies who will want to slap him right now. Heck, even the mere idea of getting near to this guy just makes me want to carry some pepper spray if I were to go to UA. Heck, even my spell book will probably be one of the major menageries to take this brutal on. But I put him at number 10 mostly because his stuff is probably tame compared to the rest of the characters in this. Monoma, or should I say Monoma, is always the biggest grunt in the room whenever he appears. I could almost imagine the audience always groaning and complaining when he enters the room. He is so obsessed with seeing Class 1A fail one way or another and hoping that Class 1B would be better. Heck, even in the Camp Raid arc, he still kept boasting of the fact that he was the only student who failed in those summer exams. Even Eraserhead didn't hesitate to use his scarf on this guy. It doesn't even help when you have a teacher who is just as eager to have Class 1B be the best and also make a big deal out of it. I get it, it's competition, but still. But the one thing that I find redeemable is that he's a little smart and pays attention to strategy. And again, I put him at number 9 because even though he is annoying, there are some redeemable qualities that I sort of find with. Again, he's a smart strategist. Even though he boasts a lot, at least he uses his quirk in a way where it becomes effective in battle, and that he can pay attention to his own weaknesses at times. But still, I can't help but wanting to put a huge wad of tape whenever he opens his mouth. He should be seen, not heard. Ladies and gentlemen, the number 20-something hero, Mount Lady. Yeah, she's got her looks going for her, and many men dig of how pretty she is. But like every pretty face, there can be a dark side to it. And Mount Lady is no exception. With Mount Lady, she is very disrespectful to her fellow hero colleagues, even though it's not that apparent. She's mostly in for the fame and glory that comes with being a hero, as we probably see in the first episode of Season 1. Plus, the worst part is she's cheap! She practically used her body to get a handful of treats, and they're only worth a couple of bucks. Yeah, you could sort of say she's... what's that word I'm looking for? A very shameless hussy. I said it, folks. A very shameless hussy. And I know some of you could probably come up with worse words, but this is the best I can do. But I put her in number 8 because she's still a hero and she's still trying to make up for some of those negative qualities as much as possible. But I kind of agree with some of you if you scream out the sign that she is annoying. And she really is. Yes, fans, this list would not be complete without him. And of course, some of you may be fuming at the fact that he is number 7 on the list because he may deserve more hate. And I don't blame you at this point. Endeavor is secretly one of the worst heroes presented in My Hero Academia. Outwardly, he appears heroic to the public, and that image slowly improves later on in the story. However, it does not change his flaw. He is obsessed with overpowering All Might and becoming the next top hero. This results into the emotional, physical, and mental abuse of his family that Shoto had to endure, and his wife having to go to a mental institution after losing her sanity. And of course, you can't help but finding this guy intimidating and creepy in a lot of ways than one. Just look at that face. Don't tell me you think he's crazy at that point. But again, I put him number 7 because there are some redeemable qualities. Or in this case, as you see after the Yakuza arc, he tries to take his position as the number 1 hero a little more seriously, especially as he has a battle with a Nomu. And that scar he has probably represents that change he's willing to come to, that representation that he's willing to recognize his mistakes and try to fix his family. Well, though, it'll be interesting how that will turn out later in the long run. Number 6 is the Doctor. Though I don't have a whole lot of details about him as of yet, I do know that he is the willing accomplice to One for All and being part of Shigaraki's scheme. And I put him at number 6 because of his lack of ethics. You see, in the beginning, he wasn't very hesitant to do experiments. He even viewed Tomura Shigaraki as a sense of research and being part of the plan to help Tomura Shigaraki have his dreams be realized, though he was always still remaining in the shadows for purposes we still do not know. However, it didn't change the fact that he is also responsible for the production and existence of the terrifying Nomu. To make matters worse, the author has confirmed that one of the Nomu was his grandson, the Doctor's own grandson. So yeah, basically he's one of the terrifying stereotypical doctors, and one of that creates the nightmarish monsters ever known. Again, I put him number 6 because there still has a good amount of information that is not there, but I feel like he deserves this amount of hate more than Endeavor because of his lack of ethics. He's not afraid to experiment on people, and I'm pretty sure if he had a chance with Tomura, he would have probably sliced him up in so many places to his heart's content. Yeah, so Doctor of the Year, people. Yes, folks, we're officially reaching the top 5 section of this list. And boy, is it a heavy hitter. Muscular is one I would really like to start off with. For one thing, he is a blood-crazed lunatic, always ready to fight anyone and anything that moves. He wasn't hesitant to kill Kota's parents, all because he was pissed of being denied the right to kill people. Being denied the right to kill people! How unbelievable is that? Can you spell psychopath much? Not only that, if he wanted nothing more than to take on Izuku despite how badly injured he is, and thinks very highly of his skills and his quirk. Yeah, this arrogant Goomba even bragged about the enemy's plans. He's definitely one I would not want to trust with a secret or two. I could not help, and I'm pretty sure the rest of you couldn't help in the Camp Raid arc, is when Izuku finally laid down the law on him, basically punching him in not the gut, but giving his muscles a workout they deserve. Though it was a shame that he didn't last very long, it definitely showed of how much his own cockiness is his own undoing, but it still didn't change the fact of how much we hate his arrogance and his thirst for blood, and basically torturing Kota physically as well as emotionally. Same with Izuku. Plus, I can't help but think that he may be that Hood Nomu that Endeavor was battling in the previous arc. After seeing them in the My Villain Academia arc, I feel like the Meta Liberation Army is the second Hades group ever presented in this series. Now, I know the majority of this list has been comprised of villains, but the next candidates are basically the members of the Meta Liberation Army, and for good reason too. First off, Curious. I put her at number 4 because of her personality. Outwardly, she seems kind of like a normal, reasonable reporter that you would see on TV, ready to get the scoop on everything. But underneath it all, she's actually a crazy son of a gun psycho. Yes, I said it, a psycho. She basically uses ambush skills to get a story on Himiko Toga, practically blasting her away and nearly getting her killed. And she was basically trying to get Himiko Toga to talk about her story and how she resulted in a life of crime. Though personally, I feel like Curious got her mostly out of jealousy. Yeah, I said it, jealousy. Himiko Toga had more guts than her. And I think Curious was secretly angry about that. I mean, after all, she hid her obsession with whatever she wanted to do with her quirk, while Himiko Toga expresses it freely and had more guts to do so. So yeah, jealousy is perfect, and I felt like she deserved a lot of hate because, 1, Himiko Toga is a fan favorite, and 2, she's just nuts. Period. This handsome sock puppet is Skeptic. Remember how I mentioned of a guy named Skeptic in my Spirit Animal video? Well, that's him. And basically, he is a lunatic. When it comes to basically failure, he practically goes off the deep end. For him, failure is not an option. He has a huge fear of it. He practically wanted to confront Twice after he didn't use his puppets too well to get him to submit to being part of the Meta Liberation Army. he used Twice's form to try to submit him and use psychological torture against Twice, which is why I put him further down this list because of his cruelty to poor Jin. Just please leave the man alone. And of course, he physically tries to hurt him by breaking his legs and also nearly killing Toga, which is why we can't help but want to strangle the man because he was trying to kill two of our favorite villains in this league. And I would not blame you if I joined in that menagerie. Thank you very much. Redestro, oh boy, what a piece of work. This man is supposedly a good, hard-working man who creates a special support items company which enables people to live happy, normal lives. But underneath all that, he's probably dangerous, maybe even more dangerous than curious and skeptic combined, which is why I put him in number 2 on this list. He always appears friendly, but if you don't agree with his beliefs, he will stab you in the back. What makes it worse is how he picks a fight with the League of Villains after kidnapping Gurren and threatening to send them straight to the heroes. This results into a major fight, which is causing him to follow in his father's footsteps. What Redestro does is probably more despicable, up to the point where he basically kills all people without any sort of regret, and he doesn't show any real emotions, especially when he kills one of his co-workers after he doesn't share the similar beliefs as he did. I was not the least bit sorry when Homura decided to destroy his leg and finally put him off his high horse. Now I know what you're all thinking. Who could possibly be worse than the rest of the group on this list? And who exactly is worse than One For All? He would have been considered in the number 1 spot. Well, the thing is, out of all the candidates who always have at least one group like fans or peers to admire them, this one individual who earns the number 1 list is mostly hated by heroes, villains, and fans alike, especially by that of his own minions. Enter Overhaul, or as I like to call him, Nevermore. Come on, is anyone reminded of Edgar Allan Poe and the Raven? Anyway, birds aside, Overhaul really focuses on trying to make quirk-canceling bullets that would forever purge the quirks that makes everyone sick. In order to do so, he has to mentally, physically, and emotionally abuse a young 7-year-old child into submission up to the point where she no longer has that desire to escape and forever undergoes his torture. And of course, he kills Sir Night-Eye. Well, not technically killed, but he did fatally injure him up to the point he did die, and then of course pisses off the League of Villains after a negotiation that went wrong, resulting in Mr. Compress being mutilated of his arm and also the sudden death of Magni. This results into a horrible partnership with Twice and Himiko, and you see, the thing is, Overhaul has no respect whatsoever of a villain. He never even respected the fact that Magni was transgender. To make matters worse, he even caused his own boss to put him in a coma after all these years of taking him in, all because he just didn't want anything to do with those bullet experiments. So yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised if there's an angry mob by the end of Season 4 in the Yakuza arc. And I was not the least bit sorry, and practically was glad he lost his arms to both Mr. Compress and Tomura Shigaraki. So that's it, folks. I hope you enjoyed this list of never-ending hate, and I hope you're excited for the events that will happen in Season 4. Just bear in mind, I may have had some spoilers, so again, I'm very sorry about that. So pay attention to what happens on October 12th, and let the mayhem begin. This is Dragon Videos, signing off.